There's no clarity over Donald Trump's return to campaigns yet, and his absence has benefited former Vice President Joe Biden. The Democratic contender took his campaign to the swing state of Florida, where the state flipped from Democrat to Republican in 2016. So what's the political climate like in Florida right now? Will the state maintain its status quo, or will the Democrats be able to take over? Here's a report.
US President Donald Trump is still recovering from COVID-19. The Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden has got an opportunity to capitalize on having the campaign trail all to himself. Biden's campaign is now looking to expand the electoral map. He is stepping up travel to areas which usually lean towards a Republican candidate. Joe Biden has taken his campaign to another battleground state, Florida. Biden's first stop was Little Haiti in Miami. He urged the people to vote and said that millions of lives and livelihoods are on the line.
Millions of lives and livelihoods are on the line. This is the last day you can register to vote in Florida. It matters. It genuinely matters. Because, folks, the Haitian community by itself, if the turnout was like it was last time, the Haitian community itself can determine the outcome of this election. If you have an opportunity, I think you have an obligation to see to it you take care of the folks you care so much about. Because I promise you, I give you my word as a Biden, I'll be there. I'll stand with you. And there's so much we can do. Think about this. The Haitian community here in Little Haiti grows and prospers. The whole of Miami-Dade prospers. Nobody loses. Everybody wins. It's all about addition, not like the administration talks about subtraction. It's all about addition.
Since the beginning of his election campaign, Biden has steered clear of addressing large crowds, and so was the case in Florida. Biden made the Trump administration's response to COVID-19 a central theme of his own campaign. He sent best wishes to the president and reiterated that the virus needs to be taken seriously.
And let me also say at the top, my prayers continue to be with the President and the First Lady for their health and safety, as they, like so many American families, are dealing with COVID-19. I was glad to see the President speaking and recording videos over the weekend. Now that he's busy tweeting campaign messages, I would ask him to do this. Listen to the scientists. Support masks. Support a mask mandates nationwide. Require masks in every federal building and facility and interstate travel. Urge every governor and mayor to do the same. We know it saves lives. Since the president entered the hospital on Friday, more than 100,000 more people have been diagnosed with COVID. And this week, at least 5,000 more will die.
Biden visited Little Havana in an effort to make his case to Cuban Americans, a community that is largely Republican. The Trump administration's hardline approach to Cuba is a central theme of his own foreign policy. He revised the Obama-era policies that had allowed limited travel and trade.
We also need a new Cuba policy. The administration's approach is not working. Cuba is no closer to freedom and democracy than it was 4 years ago. The fact there's more political prisoners, the secret police are as brutal as ever, and Russia is once again a major presence in Cuba and Havana. I think it's unconscionable that the current administration is deporting hundreds of Cubans back to a dictatorship. There are almost 10,000 Cubans languishing in tent camps along the Mexican border because of the administration's anti-immigration agenda. That's the administration actively separating Cuban families by not processing visas through restrictions on family visits and remittances. I think we have to reverse that.
Biden also spoke about the humanitarian and political crisis in Venezuela. He promised that if elected, he will grant temporary protected status to Venezuelan immigrants in the United States. The Trump administration has made anti-Maduro sentiments clear and openly supported Venezuela's opposition leader, Juan Guaido. However, the Trump administration has fallen short of granting temporary protected status to Venezuelans living in the United States.
The Venezuelan people need our support to recover their democracy and rebuild their country. That's why I would immediately grant temporary protective status to Venezuelans as president, so the Republicans in the Senate can't keep blocking it.
During a town hall hosted by NBC News, Joe Biden laid out details of a national mask mandate. He said that as president, he would require masks on federal property.
Masks matter.
He also indicated that Trump was responsible for contracting COVID-19.
You were socially distant.
Look, anybody who contracts the virus by essentially saying masks don't matter, social distancing doesn't matter, I think is responsible. As President of the United States, I would make a federal mandate on federal property, federal buildings. You must wear a mask, period, and you must be socially distanced, number one. Number two, I would make sure we move very rapidly to get testing available to everyone that's quickly available, so people can, in fact, be in a position where they can open their businesses, they can test their employees, test people coming in.
Florida is being viewed as a must-win state for Trump. Losing the state's crucial 29 electoral college votes can affect Trump's re-election campaign. However, a Republican surge in new voter registrations can be worrisome for Democrats. In 2008, former US President Barack Obama beat the Republican Senator John McCain in Florida by a narrow margin. And in 2016, Trump beat Hillary Clinton and won back the state despite Democrats holding a voter registration advantage over Republicans. Biden continues to lead in opinion polls by a 2-point margin. So who will Florida choose this year? We will have to wait and watch. US Election Desk, WION World is One.